All right, cool. We are live. Let me switch over to this one. Perfect. Cool. Well, it's two people join in as they typically do. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. For those who don't know me and are tuning in for the first time, my name is Charlie, and I am one of the employees here at the camera company on the Odana Road location. I do these weekly live streams where I talk for about 5, 10, 15 minutes about a various topic. This week's topic, I want to kind of expand on the last couple weeks, which have been talking about landscapes. Through our photographers group, which myself and my friend Logan are the leaders of, this month's theme is landscapes. Reason behind that is here in the Midwest, we have our peak fall colors right around the corner. So this week's topic is going to be talking about within landscape photography, what are the accessories that I bring in my bag that I don't leave home without? The first one, of course, we'll talk about is going to be a tripod, the significance of having that, as well as what it means to have a little guy like this, which is a circular polarizer. For the years that I've been doing landscape photography, at first I was very naive and ignorant to learning about filters. I thought, why would I ever put another piece of glass in front of my already expensive lenses? It's going to take away from the quality. Well, depending on which filter you get, that is not the case actually. ProMaster has their HGX series, which not only acts as a protective layer for your glass, it also can add the effect of polarization. My favorite thing about their polarizers they have is that they have two separate threads here. They have one that simply rotates as such, and the other that threads into the lens as well. They come in all various thread sizes. Right now I'm holding an 82 millimeter, so if you shoot with a 24 to 70 pretty consistently, this is the size you're going to run for. They have 67, they have 72, 77, the whole works. They have all sizes you necessarily need. Now you may be asking yourself, he's telling me all about a polarizer, but what exactly does a polarizer do? Well, the cool thing about a polarizer is think of like a polarizing pair of sunglasses or a polarizing set of glasses that you use just on a daily basis. Well, similar to that, this filter does the exact same thing. So if you're shooting, we'll say over a lake, or you're shooting a sky at dusk or dawn, and you have these different times in which you're going to be getting these effects, you want to be able to reduce or remove that effect. Similarly, when you are shooting in heavy areas of foliage, such as forests or flowers or pots and plants with various different colors, there's a lot of glare and reflection that can appear from there, and you want to be able to reduce that. My sample image that I can provide for that, I'm going to show you now, was a shot that I actually did back in the Redwoods last year. If I were to pull up that shot, which is right here, this is a shot that I took last year in the Redwoods. On the left-hand side is the raw image without having my polarizer applied. If you look here on the tops of these leaves, you can see a lot of this glare and almost this bluish looking reflection that's coming off the plants. Now, if I jump over here to the side that has the polarizer, all of that glare is reduced. And that was simply by applying this and again, rotating that front thread to achieve the effect that I'm looking for. It works out great. It's super simple. It's efficient. I don't feel like I have to do anything in post. This saves so much time. You also notice if you look down here in the pathway, it does add a bit of saturation back to your shot, which is great. Again, it's one less thing I can do in post. Now, when it comes to post-processing, the glare you notice here on the left-hand side, it's not necessarily something that you can actually recover, which is why these are so crucial. This is one thing that you can't actually manipulate when it comes to post-processing, is fixing that glare. So when it comes to fall colors and it comes to heavy forests like we have up here in Wisconsin and just the Midwest in general, take advantage of one of these and being able to apply it to your shots so you reduce that glare. Like I said, through both sides at our stores, we have these for sale over at our Odana Road location as well as our east side. You can also purchase them online for order or shipping. Again, all thread sizes. So highly suggest picking up one of these if you are looking to take your landscapes to the next level. Moving forward, I want to talk about my other favorite item, and that is having a tripod in my bag or alongside my bag. ProMaster, again, they also have some great options. Their XCM series is kind of my go-to. It's great because of the size. If you can see here, I'm literally able to fit this entire tripod in the screen without having to back way up or move way forward. Having a small tripod when I'm out in the go and I'm on hiking, and I'm out backpacking is super great. I don't have to worry about lugging on a carry-on, whether that's for flying, taking up a lot of space in my car. It's nice and small, and depending on which one you can get, you can either go with a carbon fiber option or an aluminum option. Now, for me, I've done a lot of flying. I've done a lot of backpacking. And when it comes to weight, every gram counts. So in this instance, having a carbon fiber tripod is fantastic. It reduces the weight. It reduces the vibration if I tap into it. And just overall, the size of it, again, I cannot stress enough, having a small tripod is great. Now, with the XCM tripods that they have, they're all on ball heads. So if I want to loosen this one up here, I have this option to rotate the entire head itself. And then if you notice, I have this option right here. I can loosen this, and I can actually loosen the ball head, and it's nicely lubed up where I can move it around as such. And if I need to put it on the side, I can do it like that as well. I can bring that right back. And with all of these tripods, they're all Arca Swiss quick release plates. So let's say you have a tripod already that looks similar, but you want something smaller. If you're using a quick release plate that's Arca Swiss, you're in good shape. This is going to hold it nicely. In addition, some of my personal little favorite tidbits that these add in is at every little angle, which is right here, as well as right here. They all have various different levels, which is super nice and super helpful when it comes to leveling out my shots. Most cameras, they do have a built-in level, but however, if you can avoid that, having that stable level using a tripod saves a lot of risk and it brings a lot of peace of mind when you are shooting. Quick story, when I was in Arizona last November, I saw someone shooting with a tripod over Horseshoe Bend. For those who don't know what Horseshoe Bend is, it's very similar to the Grand Canyon. And an incident that occurred there was I looked over and I saw someone with a tripod, and the tripod was basically leveled out, similar like this, and the head was leveled out for the camera. As I watched it, I was holding my breath like, oh man, that is not a level tripod. That's a risk to take, but to each their own. 5 minutes later, you hear this metal and plastic clanking down the side of the canyon. You look over and you can see this tripod and camera tumbling to the bottom of the canyon. So I kind of then have held myself ever since then, after seeing that experience for myself. Use the levels, take advantage of those, make sure that your tripod is always stable. In regards to stability, one of my favorite things about this as well is these legs here at the bottom. You can actually remove the bottom pieces right here, and if you want to get spikes, you can add those in as well. So for dirt, gravel, dust, sand, whatever, make a strong connection. Now don't worry, this tripod is not just this small. If I want to make it bigger, I have these legs here that I can quickly reduce and expand as such. And I can just tighten them back like this. So if I'm in a pinch and I need to go from one location to another, I can do that. In addition as well, you have this middle panel right here with a little spot to hook for an additional piece of weight. If you want to throw your bag or backpack on here or a sandbag, you can use this to your advantage. Within this middle panel as well, you can open this and bring this up for an additional height. Another thing about these that's super great too is that all of these heads I can remove. If I wanted to unscrew this right now and switch it out for a larger head, I can do that. That's why I think some of these are some of the best options out there. XCM, whether that's their carbon fiber edition, their aluminum edition, I'm holding their 525. They have an even smaller one that's in 522, and they also have a larger one in 528 that goes up to an even higher height. They all are super modular and customizable, and the amount of accessories that ProMaster has with them is truly, truly out of this world. Now, that's all about the tripod, but why do I use a tripod? What am I using the tripod for that I can't do if I just didn't have one of these? I want to go ahead and I want to actually show you guys a couple shots that I couldn't have pulled off without having a tripod. Specifically, I want to focus on water. So if I jump ahead actually to a couple shots that I did this year, I actually took a trip up to the UP of Michigan, and I was really fortunate enough to get some beautiful moody conditions, overcast. It had rained the night before, and I walked away with some of my favorite shots of 2022. Now, a shot like this, if you notice within the water, I kept it really nice and smooth. My shutter speed was open for almost a full second here, and that was courtesy of having a tripod to leave that shutter open. If I have a longer exposure and I'm moving my camera and I'm moving my hand around, we're going to get a lot of camera blur. So I need to go ahead and I need to keep my camera stable. That's where tripod comes into play. So it works great for situations like this. Another reason that I've found personally it works really nicely for me is it allows me to slow down. I'm a running gunner. I love to run around. I love to shoot fast. I love to just move from one scene to the next. When in reality, sometimes when I go as fast as I am, one thing that I struggle with is I'm missing shots and I'm miscomposing shots. So using a tripod helps me slow down my shooting. So I want to jump back then to a shot that I did last year in Wisconsin for the fall colors. There was, where are you hiding? Right here. There was this shot that I took up near Copper Falls, which is a couple hours north of Madison. I had seen this beautiful, beautiful lake, calm water, and I was ready to just set up and shoot and get the shot and run. Well, as I took my pictures, I noticed, I was like, there's this great log that was just sitting in the water. So I slowed down, I applied my tripod, I set up, I got the log in shot. And in fact, I actually added my polarizer to this shot as well, because I was able to get the glare and in the water, shoot below and get some of the leaves. It's one of my favorite shots of the last year, and that's simply because I spent an extra 5 or so minutes slowing down, using my accessories, and composing a shot that I could be happy with and eventually print and hang. The last shot I want to talk about that could not have been done without a tripod is if anyone here is interested in astrophotography. You can't run a long exposure and shoot stars without some form of a tripod, plain and simple. This is a shot that I took last summer, and this was about a 6-second exposure. And if someone can challenge me and say that they can shoot handheld 6 seconds, please get in touch. I'd love to know your secret. Otherwise, the best of my knowledge, 6 seconds is way too long to be handheld, so you need one of these bad boys. So that's kind of all that I have for you guys today. I kind of just wanted to touch base on 2 of my favorite accessories, again, being tripods and polarizers. Both of these are available to kind of take a look at and honestly try out here at both of our locations at the camera company. Polarizers, like I said, are available at Odana and East. We always have those in stock. At both stores as well, we have a ton of these on display. So bring your camera in. We'll throw a quick release plate on here. Try on your camera. See how it feels. See what works best for you. If you have a bag, bring your bag and we clip it to the side. See how it fits there. And kind of just see what works best for you, because there are so many different tripods, but it pays to have a good one for both polarizing filters as well as tripods. So again, come on in. Take a look, kind of see what we have, and take your landscape shots to the next level. Hope to see you guys next week. For those who tuned in, thanks. And until next time, happy shooting.